Hi guys and welcome back. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make this death by chocolate cheesecake. Let's begin. To get started on the recipe, you'll want to make the base. So transfer some standard Oreos into a food processor and blitz them down until they reach a fine crumb. Once they reach a fine crumb, you can then go ahead and add in the melted butter and mix this in until it's fully coated and fully incorporated. Once it's incorporated, you can then transfer that into the base of an 8-inch round cake tin, which has been lined with parchment paper for the base and the sides. Then you can go ahead and transfer the mixture into it and spread a little bit out, but also compress it down at the same time. Once you're happy with your base, you can then go and chill it in the fridge until we need it a little later on. I recommend chilling it, but you could also just leave it at room temperature. To start on the cheesecake mixture, you'll want to grab yourself a large mixing bowl and place in your room temperature cream cheese, followed by the sugar, then mix together until they are well combined. You're looking for the mixture to ultimately become lighter and fluffier in colour and consistency. It won't get much lighter, but it will become fluffier, and that's one thing to really keep your eye on. It'll also be pretty thick, and this is completely normal. Then go ahead and add in your eggs one at a time, beating well in between each addition. Being careful to not add them too quickly, as you may split or scramble the mixture, which is not ideal at this stage. So just take your time when adding the eggs. Once all of your eggs have been fully incorporated, you will notice that the consistency has changed, but don't worry, this is completely normal. Add in your vanilla, mix that in until it's fully incorporated, then give it a good scraping down, and this is just to incorporate any bits of egg that may not have been fully worked in from earlier on. So just give it, you don't need to do too much of a good mix, as we're going to scrape it down later on as well. Don't forget to add in the sour cream and mix that in until it's fully incorporated, and just, as you add ingredients, the consistency will change, and this is completely normal. So just keep mixing until it's fully incorporated, and once it's incorporated, you can then add in the final bits of ingredients, which is the cocoa powder and your flour, and just mix these in until they are fully incorporated, being careful not to over or under mix the mixture, as if you over mix, it may taste a little tough, but if you under mix, it will also possibly not taste right, because you'll still get that granular mouthfeel. Then this is the time to give the bowl the good final scraping down, as this is just to incorporate all those bits that may not have been fully worked in from earlier on. Grab your base that you prepared earlier on, then top that with the chocolate cheesecake mixture that you have just made. Then just spread a little bit out as best as you possibly can. You'll want to get it as consistent as possible. Once you're happy, cover with foil, then transfer it into your preheated oven. I recommend then checking out the blog post, as it'll give you all the times, temperatures and everything else that you need to bake this cheesecake. For the ganache, you'll want the cheesecake to be fully cool, so I do this next day. Take your cream, add it to the chocolate chips, give it a brief mix, and then transfer into the microwave and melt on 30-second increments until it's melted. I found around about a minute and a half works really well, so start stirring a little. I should have used a bigger bowl, haven't got the common sense. Then just mix until you have a smooth and glossy mixture. Once you've got that, you can go ahead and finish off the cheesecake. So pour in a majority of it on top, and then just spread and level that out until it's on the very edge. Then transfer the rest into a piping bag, and then just apply a drip. And it doesn't need to look perfect. I'm looking for it to be a bit jaggedy, kind of imperfect, but again, you'll know what I mean when I pipe it. So it's like imperfect, it's not, there's nothing special about it, it just looks good. And that's 3 different types of chocolate on one. As you can see, you've got the chocolate base, the chocolate cheesecake, then the chocolate ganache on top. What's not to love? Then, as a really good option, you can go ahead and take some Halloween sprinkles, and just on the outer edge, just sprinkle them all about the way around. And once you're happy with the coverage, you can then leave it in the fridge for about an hour or so until the ganache is firmed up. I don't mind a firm ganache, but feel free to have it at room temperature if that's what you would like. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more from me, and I'll be back again very soon with another recipe, so join me then. In the meanwhile, don't forget to check out the description. There'll be a link to this recipe, a link to my blog, and links to all my social medias. But that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed. Bye guys.